The entire way you experience Call of Duty is about to change, and it's going to change really hard. With the launch of Black Ops 7, Treyarch is bringing back non-disbanding lobbies and open matchmaking that takes skill into a far, far lesser account than we've been dealing with over the last 6 years. Modern Warfare 2019 brought in crossplay, and COD developers were very scared back then that crossplay was going to completely break their game, so aim assist got incredibly buffed, and the matchmaking got incredibly strict. Call of Duty's gunplay is easy and intuitive, and is abusable on controller, let alone mouse and keyboard, that has a much higher skill ceiling, and so they thought, okay, we'll take all those scary mouse and keyboard players and put them in their own lobby, that'll teach them. Basically, they didn't want some cracked out member of the, my entire desk is a mouse pad aim community. They didn't want you getting in their lobby and having your evening ruined as a lowly console pleb. Over time, we found out the discrepancies between mouse and keyboard aren't that big of a deal, and if anything, controller has advantages in as many gunfights as mouse and keyboard does just because of aim assist and how it works. We all kind of realized that both systems have their own advantages and disadvantages, and most people were not just dominating simply for using a mouse and keyboard. We also found out everyone was miserable having to play essentially a weird quiet game of ranked every time they loaded up domination in the latest COD. Lower skill players didn't really seem to care because they were in a bracket that was much slower paced and much more campy and much more methodical, whereas higher end players, or really anybody with a KD over 0.7, was struggling to relax and just enjoy normal casual Call of Duty multiplayer because it was so frickin' sweaty and incredibly fast. Even though it was Infinity Ward's idea to do it, it was Activision's decision to continue doing it into Cold War, into Vanguard, into MW2, into MW3, and into Black Ops 6. It has been a long, long 6 years. But the fan base has had it. We have so much data, we have so much information as to why the system's bad and why it's actually hurting the community. And whether it's because Battlefield is out, or Arc Raiders is doing well, or Call of Duty just doesn't want to take an L, they are reverting those into a more open matchmaking, and our lobbies, which you have been, if you've been around since Modern Warfare 2019, your lobbies have disbanded and rematch-made you, very rarely taking in the same people into multiple matches. And now our lobbies will stick together, so you'll load into domination, the matchmaking will not care as much about your skill level and more focus on ping. We saw that in the Black Ops 7 beta. The Black Ops 7 beta gave me the best ping experience I think I've ever had, or at least I've had since 2019, because instead of searching the planet for people that are my skill level, it just put me into games in my region. Crazy. And so you'll play a match of domination, and then afterwards you'll be backed out into the lobby with everybody you just played with. And people, of course, can back out, go play a different game mode, or they can stick together and keep rolling with the people playing. This is how old COD used to work. We used to create friendships and rivalries through this. I love it in Black Ops 6 or any modern COD when I end up getting into the lobby with the same guy multiple games in a row, because it brings back that old COD feeling of, okay, I want to show this guy up, I want to get more kills than him, I want to, beat him this game, or this guy was a really good teammate, we can work together, we can win another game together because this guy's great. I love it when that happens, that's really great to see, but it's just the matchmaking kind of getting lucky. As it rematch makes with the same people, it is often going to lose them after 1 or 2 games. Open matchmaking would have been enough to bring a lot of people back to Call of Duty, but non-disbanding lobbies is a massive, huge win for the community side of Call of Duty, because the online experience, the match-to-match, moment-to-moment experience is about people. It's an online game. You're not just shooting bots, you're not just grinding camos, you're fighting people. And that's something that is sort of forgotten when the people you're fighting are just sort of randomly placed in your lobby and then ripped out, and then you find new people. There's no rivalry, there's no learning playstyles, there's no, hey, these guys are really aggressive, we should play this way, we can adapt to this team, because you never get to fight them more than once. Of course, with open matchmaking, this means that you are more likely to get into lobbies with people that are above your skill level. Without intense engagement optimized matchmaking or skill-based matchmaking taking over and making sure your current performance is being properly assessed, it's more likely just going to find people in your region, and if they're better than you, you're gonna have to deal with that. Before, if you started playing really poorly, the game would sort of give you better teammates, or give you slightly worse enemies, depending on what it can find. The reason they thought that ping was still somehow king in this scenario is because that key phrase, whatever it can find. So whether you need bad enemies or good teammates, it figured that it was always finding the right thing for you. but it wasn't. Because the biggest issue with engagement optimized matchmaking is that it's not dealing with numbers, it's dealing with human beings that can do different things on a match-to-match basis. So if I'm doing really well and you're doing really poorly on our, separate play sessions, I'm doing really well, you're doing really poorly, it might make me your teammate even if you live far away from me so that I can help carry you. So if I do really well with a really try-hard gun, I go off, I get high streaks, I have a good time, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna chill out and snipe. It then puts you in a lobby expecting me to carry you, and then I go to snipe. I'm not an amazing sniper, I don't carry you, I don't win you the game. This is why organic matchmaking is better. It doesn't have to take into account what the hell's going on. It doesn't have to rip me out of your game and go, oh, sorry, the one boom was sniping. I didn't mean to give him to you. He sucks right now. Now I'll give him better teammates so he can keep sniping. And then I go in and I decide, okay, sniping's not working. I'm gonna use a tryhard class, and I start kicking ass and doing really, really well. And the matchmaking goes, oh no, now he's doing too well again. We're gonna throw him into a game with a bunch of really bad teammates or some really strong enemies so that he's not dominating the wrong people. And you see, that doesn't work. So you want organic matchmaking based on ping. So how do you compensate for the skill gaps? How do you compensate for now being on the end of a lot of other people's guns that are better than you? You friend people. I'm sorry. A lot of you are clicking away right now. You're leaving. Goodbye. See ya. Boom, you've said this before. Yes, because partying up with people is a way to beat skill-based matchmaking. It can't fish for weird teammates if you have already picked all of your teammates. You don't really feel the EOMM or the skill-based matchmaking when you've picked your other 5 teammates. But I'm not saying this for that same reason. I'm saying you need to friend people in these persistent lobbies that are doing well because they're doing well. Playing with that person more often will give you better games. Learning from that person, making friends with a group of people, is something that old Call of Duty used to be about. You weird anti-social Discord weebs with your massive mouse pads and doing all your flicks and aim training bullshit and just grinding for camos and complaining when the game is broken. You guys are irritating. You secluded in your room watching fucking YouTube videos and listening to Spotify and playing without a headset on and just kind of, going through the motions of wherever SPMM would take you, that's gone now. If you get in a lobby with me, I'm sorry. I'm not watching YouTube while I play. I want you dead. My audience wants to watch me make you dead. But if I do really well against you in this new scenario that isn't riddled with inorganic, crappy, optimized matchmaking, you friend me, you shoot me a friend request, hey, can we party up? I bring you into my party. We don't have to have a conversation. I might mute you, but we can party up. And your games are gonna be a lot better being on my side than being against me if you're somebody that's been protected by skill-based matchmaking this entire time. I will fully admit something here. I'm not talking a big game like I'm better than you. I'm not better than a lot of you. In fact, when I was younger and even worse at Call of Duty, somehow, right, I used to block people in my region that were really good. If I bumped into the same guy 2 days in a row that I couldn't beat, I would block them in like Black Ops 2. Because I know that guy is in my matchmaking pool, he plays around the same time that I play, and I would get the same guy twice, I'd block him. And if I didn't feel like blocking them, I'd lobby shop to not have to play against them again. Was that a good move? No, it probably set my skill level back quite a bit. But it is funny to remember, and very nostalgic to remember. Literally a game where you could be scared of people in your region made it feel like a game where you were actually playing with real people. And that's how FPS gaming used to be. You used to join like your favorite servers that were in your area that had good ping, and those servers were also frequented by people that lived in your area. So I met a lot of people back in the day that had my area code of my state as their clan tag, and I'd be like, hey, I also live in Idaho, and we'd talk about it. I met some pretty cool people doing that. I'm not saying you have to be social to play the game, but I am saying an online game is inherently social. And if you're going to take the anti-social route in the social game, get ready to lose a lot more than you win. And you might be like, I don't care about my win-loss. Okay, get ready to die more than you kill. You might be like, hey, I don't care about my kill-death ratio. But I ask you, why are you loading into a competitive shooter that puts you against other people if you don't care if you win or lose or live or die? Oh, you're grinding for camos. Well, I'm sure that'll be easy from, the respawn screen. Either way, Sorry to be harsh in this video, and I know I made a video about this just like 3 days ago about that there's not going to be skill-based matchmaking to save you, but I wanted to talk specifically about what we used to do and how it used to be. It was a beautiful system, and it made COD feel like more of a community, and I encourage you to do the same. Make COD more of a community. Friend people, add people, and now people have Discord servers. I mean, God, Black Ops 2 back in the day, or like old pre-EOMM COD when there were like Discord servers at the time, full of people. God, that would have been so cool. Back then, when I was a kid, you just got invited to weird like kick chats, and then, you know, eventually saw somebody's boobs or balls, so it was awkward. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you remember the old non-skill-based matchmaking days, what were your favorite memories of it? And if you have any fears or concerns about persistent lobbies or skill-based matchmaking not being there, let me know about that down in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to chat with you about it, as well as I'm going to be making tips and tricks videos and weapon reviews and tactics videos so that you can improve your game, because it's going to be more important in Black Ops 7 than it was in Black Ops 6 and than it was in the last 6 years of COD. Because now improving doesn't just make your lobbies more difficult to play in, your lobbies are going to be more organic, so that hierarchy needs to form naturally, and if you're not the top of it, you're not going to have as much fun. Hate to break it to you. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye. If you guys want my set for this game, I'm gonna complain, actually, right? Like, this thing's nice, but it's no VTOL warship.